Hi, welcome back. So today I wanted to just continue cleaning up. We've got the website diary 24 zip file, and that's the one we made last time. And inside that we've got a few things. We basically cleaned some stuff up and we made a CSS file. We still have a bunch of images here though, and I want to go through and clean those up. And we also have this, which is basically our Amazing Animals page. Click to explore, penguins picture, penguins link. If you click the link, you go to the penguins page, which has some text, which is kind of anchored to the bottom right here. And then up here you have this home button, and if you click that, you go back to the home. In terms of the font, we're using this Google font, which we looked at exploring and embedding. And so we've got all these bits and pieces already kind of in play. Now, as far as Photoshop's concerned, what we can do in Photoshop is grab the Penguins 960, and if we open that up, we can then drag and drop the tiger one, for example, on top of that, and it will resize to that particular size. And what that allows us to do is just save this out as as the tiger element that we want. And so if we go, yep, that's what I want, we can save that out. And I just saved it out as something else, which is not what I wanted, I think. Did I? Maybe I didn't. So if we do an export, let's try an export, maybe that'll work better. What we can then do is say tiger 960, and then we do the same for the elephant, and then we just export that out. Not doing the 2 up and 4 up because I don't really need to. And so this will be the elephant. The other thing that we want to do, so I can close that, I'm not going to save it. Yes, it made some layers and things like that, but I don't care. So I'm just going to close that. And then I know this is my thumbnail. So what I'm going to do is basically grab the tiger image again. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to resize that. So get him where I want him. I do want to just make sure I mask the same thing, and then I'll add that mask to the tiger. Remember, you can always unlink the mask and move the tiger inside the mask. If you have them locked, then you're moving all of it, which is not what you want. So just unlink and then make sure you click on the tiger layer, otherwise you're moving the mask and it becomes like the James Bond thing. But yeah, the tiger, if you're kind of, oh, I don't want to clip his ears, move him down a little bit. Or if you want to have a close-up of him and you don't mind clipping his ears, you can do that. So just mess around with it until you're happy. Let's see, I'm messing around with it too much. Yep. And then do the same. Where's my elephant? So grab the elephant. Again, you can go in and copy this, which is your mask. So if you want, you can do that, and then basically apply that to the elephant. Make the image a little bit bigger. No, it's not bad. So I'm just going to do that. And then once you're all happy, what you can do is again go here, export. These guys will be these PNGs because we need that transparency. And so that'll be my elephant thumbnail. This will be my tiger thumbnail. Oops. Thumbnail. And then we've got our images. Again, you can save this. I'm not going to, but what you have now is elephant thumbnail, the elephant 960. I have the original King Penguin one. I'm actually going to just remove it. And I've got these ones. I don't actually want that rectangle one, so I'm going to delete that. I'm not using that one either, so I'm going to delete that. This is my large elephant pic. I'm going to remove that. And my big tiger image, I'm going to remove that. So now we've only got these ones, which is exactly what we wanted. Hopefully, what we wanted. And we've only got the penguins page, so we'll have to kind of make a copy of that and call it a tiger page and a copy of that. And you get the idea, right? But instead of doing it here, we'll do it in Dreamweaver. So we've got our style, we've got our images all ready. So close that, close down Photoshop, we don't need that anymore. And we'll go in. Where's my Dreamweaver? Dreamweaver, there it is. Bear with me. One other thing I did want to do while we're messing around with this is select the font and show you. This is where the import option is. So rather than what we've been doing with the standard import of that code, the @import allows us to put that into our CSS file. So I want to move that into our CSS file as well, as part of all of this. Do I want to improve the product? Not right now. Okay, so here's our penguins page. We'll just close that first off. And here is our source code, and there's this. So you can see we've got that font that we're loading in, and we've got the Archivo black font that we're loading in. And what we just copied from Google is Google said we can use this instead. So if you're kind of loading it in, same approach, but what you're doing is you're saying I want to have that particular font in those particular weights. So it'll replace all of those link tags at the top. So we can grab that, put that into our style page, and that actually goes up the top. So I'm just going to put it in here. And what we'll do, let me just highlight this and shift tab them across because they're annoying me, and then tab these over so it's a little bit more aligned. Save that, save my page, and then what we'll do is go here and refresh. Still works, so I didn't break it. If I had broken it, I'll just show you, I'll get rid of these. If I had broken it and I refreshed it in my browser, the fonts would just go back to the defaults. So that's just a way for me to kind of go in there and go, hey, have I broken this? Is this working? What's going on? And so that works. These guys are good. Okay, back in here. I want another one of these kind of images. So I'm just going to do that. Go back to my design view. So I want another 2 of these. Double click it. And actually let's do this. Let's keep it alphabetical, right? So this elephant file first, the king penguin file second, and the tiger file third. Now this back in our properties panel still links to penguins, so I'm just going to change that. This one links to tiger. Sorry, tiger is going to link to tiger. Elephant, penguins, tiger. So that all is set up. I'll get rid of these for the moment so that we're just clicking on the images. If we look back at our code, we now have all of that for the king penguin. That's the king penguin stuff. Now we also have this thing called an alt attribute, which should tell you what that is an image of. So this is actually an image of an elephant, and this is actually an image of a tiger. So anyone with a visual disability or who's using a screen reader, things like that, that alt attribute will read out what that image is of. And so we've got that taken care of. Okay, so then all we need to do is go and open our penguins file. Our penguins file no longer needs these. Oops, these two, because we've already included that in here. I'm just going to shift tab that to clean it up a little bit. And then we see that's our home, that's the lorem ipsum, blah blah blah. And this is using the king penguins as the background image. So what I'm going to do is, now that that's cleaned up, now I'm going to go and save it as tiger. And I'm going to change this to tiger. And then I'm going to save this as elephant. And change this to elephant. There you go. So now if I go back to my browser, refresh that, I've got 3 different images. Can click on elephant, go back home, click on penguins, go back home, and click on tiger, and go back home. So we're really getting there in terms of setting all of this up the way we wanted it to. And we're making some huge progress. And we've also cleaned up a lot of the code along the way. So hopefully that's been fun and you've been able to kind of do this. As always, if you've got questions, please leave them in the comments. Otherwise, please have a go at this. Obviously, you don't have to be recreating this, but it is a good way to kind of follow along and do what we're doing. So thanks again for checking it out, and see you guys later.